What's going on, YouTube? Thanks for tuning in to another video. Today we are working on the CRX right here in the garage. Just got done cleaning up the garage a little bit. I don't know if you guys saw in the video of the unboxing of the action clutch. In the background of everything, I had a bunch of stuff thrown around. Now I have still a couple of boxes over here that I need to move. I got the head that I need to ship off to SB Machine Shop, and some cleared space right now, as well as some organized stuff over there. But now that I have all that nice and organized, we have these goodies that I already showed you guys the intake that we're going to be putting on. And thanks to O-Star, we just got this shipped in today. This is a Plm header that's that now just fell on the floor. But this is a two-piece design. Basically, this section slips over the other section and then just bolts into place. Really cool. A lot of different cars use it. This is a really strong header compared to the header that's on the car. Not to knock any of the fabrication work whatsoever, because the fabrication end of this was amazing, held up perfectly, but the actual metal on the other header was a lot thinner and was having issues time and time again. Obviously, Ricky's work is amazing. Never knock Ricky's work. He's done so much fabrication on the Integra, a lot on the CRX, and it's always second to none. But like I said, the material itself was what was lacking on it. So now I have this Plm header. Like I said, it's two-piece. I'm probably going to have Ricky modify the second part, since the transfer case is probably going to be around this section right here. We might have to do some turn downs right there. I don't think we're going to do a side exit exhaust with this. Just going to keep it simple, have it come straight under the oil pan and then just straight down. As for the intake manifold, I showed you guys a couple videos ago that this needed to be ported out a little bit larger. I originally came with like a 64mm entrance for the throttle body right there. I just got it up to like 75, 76, and we have a 74mm throttle body and spray plate, so that should be more than enough for the flow to be nice and straight in. I'm not going to port any of these runners right here. If anything, I could open it up a little bit right there, but the transition is from like an oval shape right there to an actual nice circle shape right there. So if I poured this a little bit, there's not much room where I can go, because the material like tapers differently, so I'm not going to port match that or anything, but that should still be okay in my opinion personally. But yeah, it's a nice big plenum. Got brand new gaskets for it. I do have the B16 manifold on it right now, so I had the same style of gasket, except I ended up cutting right here, because on the current setup, where it has the water, you know, the bung or whatever you want to call it for the water, it's cut off and it's just threaded directly onto the head. So now we're actually going to be able to do it as OEM again, and should be a lot cleaner as well. But yeah, without further ado, I'm just going to pull the CRX backwards a little bit. And by the way, you guys have told me in a couple other videos, I say without further ado way too much, but who cares? That's what I say naturally, and it's what I'm gonna keep on doing. So I'm gonna pull the CRX backwards a little bit and pop the hood, start taking everything off. I don't think I'll do too much time lapse. I might do like little clips here and there, but I'll show you guys exactly what I'm doing and still being able to talk to you along the way. That way you guys can see exactly what I'm doing. Oh, and before I end this clip, Shane, if you're watching this, you'll never guess what I found. Found the glove box. I couldn't find this for the longest time, and I was wondering exactly where it was. It ended up being like on the bottom shelf, or second to last shelf, all the way like in the very back. So I got it. Yep, I knew it was here somewhere, I just couldn't find it. But yeah, I'm gonna move this back and start working on this right here. Alright, so we're over here under the hood. First things first, I'm just gonna unbolt the clamp that goes to the intake tube so I can slip this out of place. I'll probably just set it right there in the time being. It's not really gonna move anywhere afterwards. Then I will take the bracket off for the throttle cable, and I can actually start taking the fuel line off, and I'm just gonna take the whole manifold off with it. And pretty simple stuff, just unplug some sensors and the fuel return line, take that stuff off. Really simple. I'll just start unbolting little by little. I really want to get some more lights in here, like the overhead LED lights. I think they sell them at Ace, like the big strips for 20 bucks or something. Like, it's fine right now. I have the two lights overhead right now, just the regular bulbs, and then I have an LED light on the table, like right behind me. But the more the merrier when it comes to being able to see. There we go. slip this normally. I normally just slip it towards the front, but that's fine right there. It'll be okay. Take off my map sensor, TPS. I get that one for the throttle bracket. Now the one thing that this manifold doesn't have, it actually has two things that it's missing. It doesn't have a bung for the IAT sensor, the intake temperature sensor. Carlos said that for that, we'll just leave it somewhere plugged in, and he said that it shouldn't really be that important. So I'll see how that goes. And for there's no bracket for the, for the throttle cable. So I'll probably have Ricky weld something on and see how that goes, or if not, just make a bracket and bolt it on somewhere, but we'll see how that goes. And also, now that I'm looking at it, I'm missing one bung for the PVC valve, or PCV, whatever you want to call it, which I can just go to Home Depot and grab another one like I did for the back. That should be fine. Right, there's that. All 10s. Okay. Actually, I can leave that bolted on and then just take it off. Alright, so that right there. I don't want fuel going everywhere. See if I can find a little towel. While I'm doing this stuff, why don't you guys go into the comments and let me know what you're working on this week? Because I know everybody's builds and processes and steps of the build changes every day, so let's hear exactly what you're up to this week. There's that. A little bit of fuel, not much. Set that off to the side. Return line. Nice and easy. There we go. There's that. To the side. Alright, let's see if these are 12s or 13s. I don't remember what I used for the manifold itself. I think I bought new hardware for it. Let's see. Oh, 12 goes on, we're good. Sometimes if you get like M8 bolts at the parts store or something, or Ace, they won't always have the same 12mm head. You might have to go to like a 13, which it's still okay, you know, it's not a big deal. It doesn't matter really. Alright, so I have most of the bolts, actually all of the bolts and nuts off of the manifold, so it's basically just being held there by the studs. But I realized I'm also going to remove the throttle body and the throttle plate right here. That way I don't have to take off the lines and everything for the nitrous. Just take it off right here, and then once I bolt the new manifold on, just bolt that directly on. Save some time and not have to unnecessarily remove those nitrous lines. So that's really easy, just got to take off these bolts that hold it in place. Long Allen bolts. Really simple. Maybe not really simple, but simple enough, right? There we go. What I always try to do when it's stuff like this, just a little tip for you guys, go for the most difficult bolt first, and in this case it's the bottom ones, and then your last bolt will be the easy one. That way you can just hold your hand under somewhere that you make sure that it doesn't just fall. Like I'm on the last bolt right now, and instead of it just falling by doing the bottom bolt last, this will be a lot easier. Work smarter, not harder. Alright, that just lays right there. And I think I might need a new gasket because this one is pretty stuck onto the manifold. I'll try to be careful, see if I can salvage it. Hopefully, oh there we go, it's peeling off pretty good. Alright, let's see, come on, one piece, and we're good. So that'll go right onto the new one just fine. I don't think there'll be any issue with that whatsoever. Let me just take off the manifold real quick. Pretty sure I have everything disconnected. All the fuel's off, and why is it stuck? Oh, there we go. Oh, nice and easy. Oh, a little fuel on the rail. Just gonna dump that out real quick. But manifold itself is off, and I'm spilling fuel everywhere. Yeah, there's a little bit of residue, not too much, just enough for me to have to clean up though. So take that off. Let me show you guys. Old manifold, the B16 ported and cut and ported inside and everything. And it's not very great lighting back here, but the head's all ported right here. Looks pretty good. Just a little bit of material that I have to scrape off right there. And what I was telling you guys about the threaded coolant port earlier, if you guys look at my old videos, we had to do that so we could fit the B16 manifold. We just threaded onto the head a bung, and then we took the EGR and deleted it right there. And now I'll just have to take this hose off and put it onto a new manifold and unthread this right here. That way it can just be like OEM again. But yeah, this should be pretty easy. Alright, so I have the rear bung taken off, or the rear fitting, and now it's just getting rid of all that water. I can't find anything to put underneath right now that doesn't have oil, so just a little bit of water doesn't hurt. I'm gonna mop it up later. It didn't have any coolant at the moment. I was just running pure water at the time being. So it's okay, it'll clean right up. Alright, so I had to run out and grab a couple fittings that I needed. So I have the brake booster fitting right there, the fuel pressure regulator fitting right there, then the one that goes for the PVC to get the positive pressure out of the, combustion chamber. Not the combustion chamber, I'm sorry, I'm rambling. Out of the crankcase, the crankcase pressure out. I'm sorry, I don't know what's going on with me. But I have the new injectors in there sat already. Everything's bolted down. I had to angle the return line slightly down because it was about to hit the intake manifold itself, the plenum. So that should be enough just to slip over the hose. So that should be fine. I just put the new gasket on there right there. And this should be good to start bolting on. I have most of the surface prepped up on the intake side right there. Just have to go over a few more things, and I can take the new gasket out and actually start bolting everything up. Oh my gosh, it's been like an hour and a half that I've been fighting with this intake. I am all sweaty. I actually changed my shirt because I went out earlier and had to get some stuff, so wanted to look a little more presentable than I did before. But the intake is on, it's bolted on finally. This thing was such a pain in the butt to put on, but it is. Fuel rail already is tightened down and everything with the lines. I might remake the line over here just because I don't like how it's looking going over top, and I had to move it off, the filter off of the mount that it was on. It sits a lot lower, probably about 3 inches lower, the plenum part, than the other intake manifold, because if you look, the OEM manifolds have like a curvature to it, and these are just straight out, and the plenum face is like straight off of the flange. So I ended up having to unbolt the proportioning valve for the brakes right there, and I just pushed it off to the side for now. I'll probably make a mount for it soon. But luckily the intake still fits and whatnot. It's a little bit at an angle compared to how it was before. Before, the V-stack used to sit pretty flush with the bumper, but now it has like an angle coming out this way and a little forward, but it's okay. I mean, it still fits perfectly, which is awesome. Such a nice fabbed up piece of aluminum that I didn't want to have to waste it. So that's on perfectly. All that I need to do which is actually what I'll have Ricky do probably, is make a bracket for the throttle cable. As you see, like I was saying earlier, there's no bracket or an area or anything to bolt on the OEM bracket for throttle cable. So we'll probably have to make something, just like TIG weld a little bracket right there so we can adjust the throttle cable. It's kind of at an aggressive angle. I'm not too crazy about it, but we'll see how it works. If anything, we'll modify as needed. But that's the intake on. I have the vacuum line for the brake booster on, as well as the vacuum line for the PCV, which is right there, and I have it running like between the runners in the center and then to the back on a 90-degree fitting to the actual manifold, which I think is pretty clean. Then I have the vacuum going from there to the fuel pressure regulator to the plenum itself, and then one bung is sealed off. Whew, I'm out of breath. Man, I'm telling you, this was a pain to fight with. Like I said, I'm like an hour and a half deep into this. I'm dripping sweat. It's insane. But now I'm going to unbolt the header, which is a lot easier. Then I can bolt on the new one. I'm not going to bolt on the bottom part because I have a feeling, like I mentioned earlier, that this portion right here is going to hit the transfer case. So I'll just bolt this portion on right there. That's just going to sit there for the time being. And once I get it to Ricky so he can do the throttle cable, I'll see if we can have him fab something up for us for like a down pipe type thing, just so it releases the exhaust down under the oil pan, like at an angle, and of course so we can have like an O2 bung and whatnot and actually clear the transfer case. Alright, old header is unbolted. Now, the way that it clears everything, I have to jack up the car a little bit, that way I can slip it out from under. Alright. Well, there's that thing. That can go off to the side, as well as the little side exit. Just take a second though. Sure, everything broke. You know, the crappy part of it broke, but look at this. Look at those welds. Look at them welds, boy. Some nice welds right there. Probably use this like for a nut pipe or something. Alright, okay. That was tiring. That is out. I'm gonna clean up the surface right here. Old gasket's on the floor right there. And I have the new gasket to put on. And I'm out of breath as always. Whew. And then I can just toss that into place for the time being. It'll at least look nice while it's in here. And Ricky Sellers is texting me. What's up, Ricky? Hope you give this video a thumbs up, my guy. Before I lower the car, I'm just gonna make sure that this goes on without having to put it on from the bottom. Take off the little hardware at the bottom of it. I just want to apologize. This video was probably all out of focus and all out of the correct way to show everything. Oh, it goes right in. If that makes any sense, like maybe the camera positioning isn't good in this video, but I'm sorry. Just been fighting with those manifolds, you know what I mean? Alright, there we go. Nice and easy. Run everything into everything. And you can use a couple different things to clean off the gasket material. Not the gasket material, but like where it sits. But you know what? It really is all the same. In this case, I'm just going to use some, what do I have? I think I have some carburetor cleaner. Nice and simple. And a little rag. Just gonna go like that. You know what I mean? Look at that. Clean off all that carbon buildup. Who cares if it gets dirty? I am tired. I need some water. Oh man. The filth. I really want to get all the carbon stuff off because if it's still on there when you put the new gasket on, then it's not going to seal well. It doesn't have to be perfect. It's not a head gasket, but we can get it nice and clean, as clean as possible, you know. The more the merrier, the better, whatever. Whatever you want to call it. I really need some water, guys. I am super thirsty right now. Pause. Oh my gosh. All right. Got the new gasket out. That right there. Just slip on right there. Perfect. And I'm gonna have to clean this manifold, this header, because I got some grease on it and I don't want that to bake on once we do the first start. Ooh, that fits beautifully. That fits beautifully. I want to do nice bolts on this one instead of just the crappy ones that I had. I'll probably get some nice bolts from Ace, like the chrome ones. I don't want to buy any fancy hardware. For the Integra, I want to do the titanium studs from Speed Factory. Those look awesome. And since I'm going to do a forward-facing manifold, it's going to have a lot of weight on it, so good bolts. Much better, you know, heavy-duty bolts. And titanium, it weighs less or something apparently, but not that the weight of the bolts are really going to do much difference since I'm just doing that portion of it. Alright. I hope this isn't boring, guys. I normally do this kind of stuff over a time lapse, but like I said at the beginning of the video, I'm going to be talking a little bit more when I do things like this. You guys let me know if you want the time lapse or me talking. Let me know in the comment section below. Go let me know. Go let me know. Please. Or you probably don't even want to see me at all because I'm all sweaty and nasty looking right now. I get you. I mean, I wouldn't want to see me either, but whatever. That's just my opinion. Another nut right there. I'm just going to snug this up. I'm not going to do like final torque or whatever. Just want them nice and snug. Not going in a pattern or nothing. Like I said, this is just to snug it right now. I was thinking that open space on the top of the intake manifold, I kind of want to put the Send It Puppy sticker right there. I don't know. I might put it on. See how it looks. I can always take it off if anything. Which I still have them in stock if you guys want one. It's on the sptuning.com. I got the Send It Puppy sticker, the Integra slap sticker, and the SP Tuning sticker. I also got a couple other shirts left. So if you want, go head over to the sptuning.com. It's in the description. Check it out, check it out. Shout out to everybody who's been using the shirt recently. Get a ton of DMs on Instagram about them. People love them. I appreciate the support, guys. Appreciate the love a lot. Whenever you guys send me a picture, I try to repost it on my story. Appreciate the support. But yeah, the header is on right now. Like I said, it's just snugged up on the top. And we're going to fabricate something on the bottom one of these days as soon as I can get this to Ricky. But yeah, there it is. Oh, and my battery's almost dead. Alright guys, that does pretty much sum up the video for today. Thanks so much for watching. I know it's kind of a longer video compared to the other ones since I didn't do too many time lapses. I did more of like a little bit background talking while I'm doing the actual install for a few things. Let me know what you think in the comment section below about the new setup. I know it's a new intake manifold. I got a lot of feedback when I did the unboxing that I received it in the mail, that people were saying that they're junk manifolds. Some were saying that the welds break. Others were saying that they don't flow very well. We were going for a large amount of like volume in the plenum, so hopefully this is what we need. But I still want to hear your guys' input on this combination with the new header. They say the Plm header is really good, so we're hoping for the best with that. And hopefully once I can get the bracket for the throttle made by Ricky, as well as the downpipes for the header, we can actually go back and retune. Hopefully, I'm not sure if I'm going to do E85 yet. I might do E85 this time around or stick to pump 93. Not 100% decided yet, but like I said, let me know what you think in the comment section below. In the next day or two, I'm going to be doing some stuff for the EG hatch and showing you guys the build process on that. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to hit the like button on your way out, and if you aren't already, subscribe.